because we do have a game that we can hop into. And, well, it does look like the early swap out, it's not happening. Limp is heading there towards the mid lane with mid items. I did like...
Yeah, but that's jug mid.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Good call, Gary.
I sense a connection between
So Razor going to the off lane with Witch Doctor. That means it's going to be Death down there against him. Oh, and that sounds kind of terrible for Doom. I guess he can kind of still get his farm, but he's probably going to be zoned out. Did they send both of them down there and then just leave Miracle bottom?
Man, whatever happens, coL need to scout the lanes.
Yeah.
Because Doom can't be against the Razor. I don't think they should have the bat against the Juggernaut. They need to switch up multiple lanes as complexity. Sure enough, we think their draft is better overall, but if they lose 2 out of the 3 lanes just because of the way TNC's set
Yeah,
up,
but what are you going to swap?
Yeah, you have to
mid lane.
if you can put Doom mid. 1v1 him against the Jug, that's fine.
What about Terrorblade mid? I guess he doesn't have the mid build, though, if he was going to do that.
It's still fine.
It's still fine, yeah.
Yeah, I think any of those, whatever it is, just not Batrider versus Jug. But they're not going to be able to scout that out early. So that means that you either need to rotate now immediately. But if you rotate immediately, you probably lose your advantage anyways. But they need to just get out of it okay, I guess.
And then the worry is if you do move your lanes around, you've kind of set things up so Z-Freak has very nice rotations into kill lanes. The Batrider mid, move down towards bottom to help Death. But if you do swap the lanes around, it removes a lot of what Z-Freak can actually do in the early game.
Yeah, I've seen it way too many times. Whenever Batrider is played on mid, people just keep swapping and you want to have that favorable matchup for yourself, and you end up basically doing nothing. Because you pick the core Batrider, which means that you want to put a lot of pressure at the start. You want to grab a kill or 2 maybe and just snowball from there. And most of the time it does not happen because they just keep swapping and Batrider as a core is losing that momentum.
Well, he's going to get the range creep deny there, so it looks like it's kind of okay. His top lane, the swaps are going to happen. And, I mean, they have TPs afterwards, though.
So they're reasonably happy with the Batrider against the Juggernaut. So they just swap their side lanes.
Okay.
But I'm still not happy.
Can't you just rotate Armel top now?
I don't know if you need to, honestly.
Okay. Well, Tim's is going to be here. He can go for that pull if he wants to in just a second. Up top lane, bottom lane, we're watching, and it does look like AU on that Witch Doctor. And so far, so good for the Batrider. 4-3 versus the 3-1 of the Jug. He's doing an okay time. Cuckoo, you don't want to have to spin here. Or rather, Gabby doesn't want to have to spin here. And he doesn't have a magic stick yet.
It's coming now.
Yeah.
Things get much harder when he gets the wand, like a Wraith Band and then boots.
He just needs levels to lower the cooldown on his spin.
Have they moved the Razor top now? They have.
Oh.
Cuckoo's now jungling.
That's not the creep wave that you want, mud golems. But these are the ones that you want.
Oh yeah. AU has been left completely alone down bottom, and he's getting actually wrapped around on by 3-4-3. Nightmare, Fisher's ready from Z-Freak. Terrorblade a little bit distant, but should be able to close the gap with the Metamorphosis. A few more hits will do the trick. One more, come on. Come on, Miracle. Get a kill. Fairy Fire. Oh. No. Hey, you cannot, you're not allowed to escape from this. He's buying so much time, but he's dead. He's finally dead.
Yeah, Earthshaker with the extra movement speed will manage to get him. So far, mid lane 7-1 for that Jug is forced to spin out of it.
Needs to bring out some regen. We're waiting for a little bit more gold for the salve. And Death is doing a pretty good job top. Misses out on one melee creep as he does drag the wave in behind his tier 1. But really interesting that Cuckoo is literally sitting jungle. I feel like this is quite a weird adaptation that TNC are pulling here. But if you're able to get this Darkseer, to level 3, which he is now at 3 minutes in, much more effective than if he was sat in lane, kind of waiting and maybe feeding away a couple of kills.
Yeah, and Sanking is also getting levels. Nicely done by him. He's just pulling the creep wave to a side camp and just farming both of them. Cuckoo will will be forced to run back, heal up, and TP back to a lane.
Well, bottom now as well, AU. Just going to try and hide away down there for the moment as they are going to bring back in that Sand King for Tim's. And also another. So yeah, full on try down here. So they want to put some pressure on. 343 will scout him out though.
343's dead for it though.
Oh, poor old 343. The Burrow Strike comes out, and yeah, Cuckoo's just going to run him down. So this is sort of what we'll probably be seeing throughout most of the game.
And now everything's super favorable for TNC, right? The 1v1 Razor against Doom. They've got the tri-lane bottom against the TB with double Ion Shell, and TB might actually die bottom. The amount of magic damage being pumped into him is significant. AU with a cask, they'll catch him. Well, rip him apart inside the creep wave, and Miracle didn't stand a chick at the courier.
Oh, come on. Fake hype. There's no way they're killing that courier.
What are you talking about, Lacoste? It could happen. You gotta believe.
They still had the shield.
Oh my god, Z-Freak. You gotta get out of there, buddy. The slow burn, it comes out. Another kill for Cuckoo. It's just a feeding frenzy down here. What's happening?
Right.
Death wants to die also. Why is this happening?
What?
They're just gonna kill off this Doom. I mean, he's got a lot of regen,
Right,
but a triple kill. Z-Freak's like, surely this will all be fine. Oh my god, Z-Freak.
He has a burrow ready.
They're thinking about it.
Go in, go do it.
Oh god,
I
Z-Freak.
mean, no one can TP back to this lane because everyone already died by just TPing
It's
there.
like a 10-year TP duration, right? Because we've had like 4 TPs bottom.
Oh, Tim's, he found him. Oh, Chant told him they back out.
Oh, it was bounty rune time. AU very intelligently, very wisely went for the bounty runes.
Ah, I see.
I don't think Darkseer needs to get Helm of the Dominator in this game, even though it's cool, especially with the Sanking on your team. You're playing against Doom, so he can just eat your creep.
A little bit unfortunate there. Armel actually was able to kill off one of the illusions.
Nice 3-man fish up.
Chase down. Sandstorm from Tim's, and he's just gonna have to hide here. Although they dropped down the Sentry Ward, and now Death moves in, and well, Tim's gonna eat the dirt.
Finally, some retribution.
Yeah, they needed it. But yeah, it was a little bit weird. They set up with the Nightmare there, and they had the Metamorphosis used, but then the passive from Razor killed one of the illusions.
For Gabby. Oh no, Limp's Firefly is done. Never mind. I thought that haste rune maybe was the end of him.
Limp is dumpstering him on a mid lane. 32, 15, and only 16 CS on Juggernaut.
Oh, Limp's ready to go. Does not have lasso, but can still probably get something done up top here. The haste rune, making value happen out of it. AU is also in position, and well, can he run down Armel? It looks like Armel is gonna die. He just wants to try and find one kill in turn, but he won't get it on 343. He was able to bait him and head out of there. So AU also about to be ran down as Limp makes the rotation, finds a couple kills. But
the best rune you can find with Batrider, 6-minute rune, haste, and we'll come back to a mid lane.
That has remedied and equalized so many of the problems that coL have had in the last 2 minutes. Couple of kills on Bat, now level 7. But Bat against Juggernaut, I didn't think that Gabby would suffer this heavily.
Yeah, it was sort of a different matchup. I mean, I think, Lacoste, you're talking about that long cooldown on Blade Fury meant that he could just zone out the Jug for so long, and now Limp has made this rotation and is going to find a kill onto Armel. This is going fabulous for Complexity.
Well, Armel just TP'd back bottom after he died on top lane, which means a walk of shame or just farm the jungle.
A jungle, I think. That's where I see him going. But Limp pinging from lane to lane. You know, he pressures the Juggernaut mid, moves up top, gets a good couple of kills, and then immediately down bottom with both Doom and Lasso to get popped. And Z-Freak, Omni slashed, maledicted, and ticks down.
So Gabby able to find that kill using the Omni early here. Can also spin out the wave if he wants to, but looks like Limp is going to keep them from pressuring the tower too much more. A Nightmare onto AU, then the runaway afterwards, it looks like, or just a stack coming out. So he's going to TP away. And this is, I think, the best way that coL have been playing for a while. I really like to see them play with the Terrorblade. It's sort of like let Miracle play a little bit more passively, get involved every now and then for the kills, but mainly just try and sort of farm out the whole map. not get involved in too many fights.
Limp on a hero that doesn't require, you know, a 2.2k gold item to actually make impact. He's got null boots, a couple of runes here and there. Just his skill set is enough for him to go from lane to lane, find kills, and really push his team towards these fights that they're winning.
Yo, what is Gabby doing?
Not sure, but down bottom, Death's in trouble. Static Link with a Maledict on him. It looks like he might just be okay.
He's dead. He's dead.
Is he? Yeah, okay, you're right.
No, they find another afterwards. So 1 for 1, but you like that if you're the Witch Doctor.
And Limp is taking a lot of pressure from this TB. Even though he did not have the greatest time in the laning stage, he's still top 3 net worth. 2 raid bans, Magic Wand just continues to farm the jungle.
And TNC don't really have the heroes to go in and pressure him unless they group up as 3 with a smoke. Darkseer sanking +1. They need to go in with some pretty brutal force to find the Terrorblade sitting in that pocket farming.
Well, and this is that timing where you're just, as TNC, you're stuck not really able to do all of that much. But as you said, once it eventually does come around, you get the levels on Tim's, maybe into some items. Things could start to change.
Yeah, Tim's is halfway to Blink. He's got 1,000 gold saved up already.
Right.
Definitely looking at that as being a big swing point here for TNC.
Oh, Limp drops down a ward. And the Sentry ward placed down as well, so AU looks like they are going to know that the Batrider is there. Sticks around, he gets the Bounty Rune, and then they're able to walk away. So Bounty Rune's going 2 for 2 apiece. Or it looks like actually, no, 3 for 1.
Is that your final answer, Gabe?
For now, at least.
Phone a friend?
Stay with me.
We're here for you.
I appreciate it.
So another Doom is up, which means they should play aggressive with it. Ideally, you would want to take away the farm from this Razor. But he's just jungling for now, so they have no vision on him whatsoever.
Z-Freak now level 6, boots of travel up for Limp. So this global pressure becomes much more apparent. 343 trying to set up for a fight top, and they've got the boots of travel TP from the Batrider, grouping up. Complexity looking for a battle, and they're going to find it. A good pickup and another grab. 343. He has hit level 6 this game.
Hey, he did it.
Around 10 minutes.
And now looking to try and maybe find another. Cuckoo is there to see if he can interrupt, but yeah, it doesn't look like cole's going to run into anybody in the jungle. So Armel just going to push out that bottom lane, and does look like Complexity are set up to have a much better time. Gabby this whole time has just been trying to apply as much pressure as he can towards the mid lane. Try and buy him some space for himself to just farm up. Does head up towards the top eventually, and they'll be able to keep their tier 1 tower alive.
Position 4, Sanking. Not sure what to feel about him.
Oh, Doom comes out as well.
Annihilated. Absolutely annihilated.
Yep.
That's a tier 1.
That's a tower, yep.
Z-Freak was looking for more, but doesn't end up finding it. Yeah, things going great for Complexity now. Top lane, they have the top 3 in net worths across the board. They can start playing together consistently with this Terrorblade. I mean, he doesn't have that many items, but he's just a force to be reckoned with.
It's not looking good for TNC. I already praised the Complexity's draft in game number 2. Also playing way better rotations. They picked 2 supports who can actually do stuff instead of having Winter Wyvern and Phoenix. So adjustment was made. You can see Bane setting up some kills. Same goes for Earthshaker. Also their offlaner, Doom, every single time it's up, they grab a kill. And meanwhile, Terrorblade is still farming.
And speaking of Armel, this man is going to be caught. Z-Freak in the area, and Limp is there for the follow-up as they take down the Razor. Unstoppable for Limp. He's had a hell of a game. Man, mid-Batrider, still a thing.
Yeah, and the fact, like Lacoste was saying, the fact they've got these 2 supports that can set up kills, and Limp on this bat, just boots of travel is all he really needs. He's now level 10 on the Batrider. I mean, comparatively, Juggernaut is level 10. Level 9 on the TB, Doom, even Earthshaker up there at level 8. Yeah. While Razor Dogs here starting to struggle a little bit on the experience front.
For those who were listening to me what I was talking about, Batrider and his items before picking up Boots of Travel was not that effective. Every single time I saw it, I think I flamed it. But now with the recent changes on Firefly Extra, percentage-based movement speed, boost of travel feels way, way better than getting a blink dagger. And the change where you can use scroll of TP plus boost of travel is also a really big thing for him. So I feel like in most of the scenarios you need to go boost of travel first.
Because people feel so safe once they see TPs occur, that additional ability to jump across the map.
Well, and you're going to have illusions to jump to all over the place and creep waves being pressured out. Like, there's going to be so many different areas that you can get to that you wouldn't have been able to otherwise.
Cuckoo and his family. 2 Mud Golems and a Centaur.
Let's do it.
How far are we from Sand King Blink now? 300 gold. That really does feel like the big thing TNC are waiting for.
Well, and I will still say that there's a lot of potential here from this TNC lineup. I think that in particular, like the AoE surge, you can play it a lot like a Stampede once you start to get to those levels.
Yeah,
Granted, that's
you
a
only
long
need
time.
level 20.
It's a ways away. Fair enough.
I feel like even before that, pre-complexity BKBs, when you get this Sand King Blink and Vacuum's not leveled up yet. So that's a bit of a problem.
Yeah, it ain't great.
One thing that bothers me is they're playing into TB. And he's having a really good time right now. They have no lockdowns for him besides Sand King stun. They also have Bane who could save him with the sleep.
Right.
Also, I don't think he needs a Manta style this game. I would personally go SNY. Or just
you
go
ain't
Scotty
going
right
nowhere.
now.
Mr. Juggernaut, as they mute him, they chase him down and are going to find that kill most likely as Z-Freak is rotating from the other side. Good fissure, blocks off the Witch Doctor. They're able to find on the other side a Darkseer. Epicenter doing less than nothing as they decide to turn it back around though.
Jug
and
survives.
Jug lives through it, so the Burrow Strike turnaround, it actually ends up working into the favor of TNC.
Oh, the tightest, the closest of windows there. And somehow Complexity don't win out. They're getting chased down. This Tim's Blink Dagger really is closing the gap so nicely.
Fissure again connects onto 4, and the chase back. They pull in. Miracle is on the case as he shows up for this fight. We'll still have Sunder available if he can get into position to use it on somebody, but they're going to try and chase down 343, find that kill onto Bane. Tims jumps forward. Burrow Strike onto this.
Tims?
Miracle.
Tims is just winning the game alone for TNC. I can't believe that. He got like 6 or 7 Burrow Strikes in a row on key targets to allow them to get kill after maybe another kill. Limp's getting chased down now.
And they are going to be able to find that Firefly to run away. But it was kind of bizarre there. It looked like Miracle just stood still for a second. And now the Fissure comes out and did not opt to use that Sunder last time. They find Limp going to be able to take that kill. So Complexity end up losing 3 as TNC come back in a big way.
Yeah,
Bow to your lead.
This was really bad fight from Complexity. Batrider didn't pop his ulti, and TB was not there. He was pushing a tier 1 tower on mid. Instead, he could have TP'd to a shrine, and they lack damage. And if TB is there, they need also to play around him. He joined the fight way too late, and he got isolated, killed by Tims solo, which should not happen.
Mind-blowing. Like when the TB arrived from that high ground mid, and everyone's in the river,
they were just running away.
Yeah, I felt like coL had it. Like, oh, TB's here. He's ready to fight. And then Tims just Burrow Strikes him, hits him a couple of times, and the Terrorblade just falls flat.
So the other thing was, I saw there on the Sun log that Witch Doctor had gotten a cask off right as Tims blinked up to the high ground. So he was able, like, it looked like he was turning to try and Sunder the Sand King, but got casked right at the last second.
I didn't see too much out of it because I'm watching what my boy Garrett is showing on the screen, and he has like 30 APM right now.
I'm doing this like one-handed, barely.
You're amazing. I love to see it.
Luckily, everyone on stream has Scriff as the observer.
The god. All right, well, smoke up, and TNC wanted to transfer this momentum into more wins for themselves. They see the TB illusion, maybe anticipating his movement as well. We'll see if they find the path that this Terrorblade took.
I don't like this. Terrorblade going BKB basically as a first. That's not even a second item since he did not upgrade his Yasha. The only thing he needs to worry about is Sand King stun.
Right.
Buying BKB this early will lower it down for the mid and late game, and it's not a good idea because it doesn't give you any kind of a damage, so I just think he needs to tank up with either full Scotty. Might necessarily need to go for Manta style. I said that it's not necessary a couple of minutes ago, but with the Road of Atos, it's extremely good.
I think they're trying to hit this timing around this Doom Blink Dagger. Batrider's feeling like he needs a blink. And when they have the 2 blinks plus BKB, they want to flick that switch and just play aggressively. I don't want to say the TB needs a BKB now, but it feels like with the dynamic of the team the way it is in the last couple of minutes, going the way they have, and TNC starting to rack up this momentum, BKB is one of those items that swings the game, swings one team fight, and you're in the driving seat all of a sudden.
You're playing against Static Link, Omni Slash. You don't need BKB that early.
And you can see the way TNC are playing right now. They've gone into 5-man mode. They found their groove again after being upset in the first 15 minutes or so by coL.
Well, rotation coming in. Gabby, they smoked up, and they're going to do this cross-map movement, it looks like, to see if they can find somebody in the mid lane, where right now it's a Terrorblade Illusion that's in the area, and they're going to head up towards high ground. Smoke breaks, but it was on to 3-4-3.
Really nice from 3-4-3. Good positioning, good movement. Scouts the smoke and keeps his life.
We were doing a lot of hate for him.
There's a Blink Echo.
Find their man.
Come in time?
Power Rangers came a bit too late. And now TNC looking for an opening. They're not finding anybody. Limp's out of there.
Man.
Huge play.
Gabby's spider sense was tingling there. You could see him stutter stepping like back and forth. Do I go for this creep wave? Do I not? He decides to go for it, and that's the moment Z-Freak strikes. That's the debut of the Blink Dagger on Earthshaker.
Doesn't get a lot better than that. So yeah, I mean, I was going to say right beforehand that I feel like we've been giving a lot of crap to 3-4-3, but those types of plays there are normally the things that we've been expecting from him. And, you know, it goes to show he still can do that.
Yeah, the thing is about this BKB, I keep talking about it. You have this BKB, but you're not fighting, you're just farming jungle. And you don't benefit much from it. Your mana pool is not getting bigger, your illusions are not getting stronger.
No. I guess I can kind of understand the desire to just like not lose the game off of one team fight, but it also does sort of like, it sucks because it means it's going to be set behind. I guess though that he's also pretty far up there in net worth.
This is where they want to start playing the game now. This is where they'll likely smoke up as 4 or 5, maybe try and bait the TB on the front line somewhere, because they've got the BKB and three blinks now, right? Earthshaker, Doom, and Batrider. Limp just purchased his. So they've got all of this jump potential to catch out Darkseer and a Razor or a Juggernaut, you know, multiple heroes at the same time, and allow the TB just to whack into them with meta. So I kind of like the BKB timing, tying in with the rest of the item progression.
Yeah, but they need to do something. Right now, lanes are in a really bad position for them. They need to push them out before they can make any smoke actions. Like,
they can't use it passively. They have to be aggressive with this.
Well, here's the smoke. We'll see what they can find.
Yeah, 4-man smoke. TB. I kind of want TB to be showing on a lane somewhere and they play into him or try and play off of him. Having the TB kind of, you know, AFK jungle, I don't feel fits their purpose.
And finding AU is not a big enough kill. But they will take that one, and now maybe go into Roche with it? That could be pretty good.
AU has buyback though, and if they feel that Roshan's happy, they're not even bothering to go in there. They don't have the ability to take it quick enough.
It's really hard to fight into Roche against the vacuum wall. Darkseer has a creep to scout it out, Sanking on top of it.
I will say that coL, you know, after they would start to pull pretty far ahead there, it was up to almost a 4,000 net worth lead. It's kind of come back into the way of TNC, and now we're sort of at this evened out mark where everybody's playing a little bit more passively. You see all those dots along the bottom, and then the last, you know, sort of 10 minutes or 5 minutes or so, it's been a lot more quiet, where people are just sort of waiting for the next set of items to come up. And down bottom, Gabby is there. Who are they going to spot? It's Limp, who does still have the Blink Dagger. If they jump him here, it's going to really hurt, and Tims is in position to do it. He goes forward, Burrow Strike, not going to be on the mark, and instead it's going to be the Atos that does find the Batrider. Pops the drums, tries to run, Nightmare save. Is it good enough?
Yikes.
No.
Z-Freak, don't die, sir, please.
Oh, he is also going to go down. Death is there, trying to find the angle. Can he get there in time? The Doom! It's going to connect, and they also able to find the Fiend's Grip, and now Armel just has to leave his jug to die.
He actually killed him there with that Nightmare.
Yeah.
Looking good.
Decent couple of kills for TNC regardless. I think Juggernaut dying there, it's not great, but it's not end of the world by any means. They've stopped Complexity playing off the back of their timing. They've slowed down that maneuver. They're making sure that, like Lacoste is saying, this BKB, it's still 10 seconds. It's done literally nothing for the Terrorblade.
That's why I didn't like it. Like, you need to itemize properly. Sometimes you need to risk it. But in this game, I think it's a really bad choice. Picking it that early. You're still gonna need it. I can understand maybe because Juggernaut went for a Diffusal Blade, so he can use the Sunder. But they still didn't take any team fights.
Well, they are going to take one right now, and it's not really a team fight so much as just a kill. AU also going to make the escape, and now they walk into the pit, pop the Metamorphosis, so this is going to be a full commitment for it, coming from Complexity, as the rest of coL is going to sort of be that guard, getting vision down on the Shrine as well to make sure that nobody can come and contest this.
They don't know that Tims doesn't have buyback, but fortunately for them, Sand King won't be around to contest Roshan. TNC just trying to split the map as best they can.
Well, moving over. Gabby is nearby, but
10 seconds.
Roche,
Well, this is getting spookily close, actually.
Yep, Armel getting ready to walk in towards the pit. They find one here, 3-4-3, the Fissure to try and interrupt, and they do take down that Bane. This Roche is getting really, really low. Cuckoo's down on top of him. The Sunder comes out, though. That's going to save his life. Miracle able to get the Aegis, and they find the Echo Slam afterwards. AU not going to live through the right clicks. Coming from Miracle. Tims, does he have anything in time, though? The Fissure to interrupt. The Burrow Strike hit nobody, and they do have the Aegis still for Miracle, but no BKB. Can they get out with everybody else? 3-4-3 bought back for this one. Limp is also going to need to retreat, and it looks like they're going to lose Miracle twice here. First from the Aegis, and now second. They eventually beat him down.
Oh, I don't think they needed that many buybacks inside of TNC, even with the bad epicenter plus a Burrow Strike. They still managed to win a team fight. The Complexity did not kill Roche in time. They needed to get out of the Roche, scout it out to see what's actually happening outside, and then they lacked the damage.
Like when Roche gets to that like 1000 HP mark and Sand King respawns, you know, like everyone's just real tense, thinking, do we have enough time? We're trying to finish it quickly. Like,
and at this point too, even though you have buyback on the Terrorblade, he doesn't have Metamorphosis for 50 more seconds. So this is feeling like TNC, they're eventually going to back out, though. They don't feel comfortable sticking around afterwards.
Batrider with the Blink Dagger, so easy to initiate, especially with the Fissure setup.
And this was a fight in which Tims completely whiffed his Burrow Strike, right?
Yeah.
Sure enough, it got the epicenter kind of pumping damage into more heroes, but my goodness.
Well, Tims was burned once, and he will not be burned a second time there.
And he's got a full pipe on him, on that Sand King.
Yeah. So some pretty deep vision coming from TNC, trying to circulate where Complexity can play, or at least see them when they come out. But coL kind of broke that out now. And well, Tims is going to spot them with this really good ward up on the high ground. Witch Doctor playing with the Quelling Blade. So they see that Observer ward placed down, and TNC have really good vision. Can they capitalize on this at all?
If they can get Gabby into position. Oh, look, he's even pre-spinning.
Yeah, moving over, trying to bait this out possibly, but he's actually just going to be doomed, and they have the BKB, so it wasn't a bait. It was just a bad play.
He actually used the grip on him as well. What? Popped 3 ultis to kill Juggernaut and the BKB. I think that's a fair trade for TNC, even though they lost their carry.
As long as TNC don't lose any objectives, right? It doesn't look like they're under pressure on any of their towers.
And look at the vision from TNC. They see movement on every single lane.
But coL is out of their base right now, so I mean, they don't see much. I guess that they had that one good ward there as well, though.
A lot of these wards, which are near the tier 3 towers, catch a lot of the smokes, actually, if you're not patient enough.
Well, a 1,000 gold lead is all that separates them at this point. TNC, despite falling behind, I feel like have been playing this about as well as you can.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
And what do we have here?
Fresh BKB on Razor.
Okay.
Nearly, yeah, never mind, nearly. It's full Greaves done on Darks here. Crimson Guard being worked on as he's got the Vanguard done. It should be smoke time for TNC. Push out one more wave top and try and swing yourself into Complexity's area of the map.
So TNC, are they going to go for it? They have that Greaves done for Darkseer. The smoke is picked up now. Gabby going to try and sit out there and bait again. And like you were mentioning, Lacoste, they still have 40 seconds until that Doom is back up again. They will have Lasso and Grip again, but...
Why not BKB on Limp? He's going...
Yeah,
he's going...
Third item, Eon Disc.
Yeah.
I mean, there are better choices. Even get a Yule Scepter. So you can go in, control the team fight even better. It's extremely good against the Darkseer to dispel the Surge. Great against Juggernauts. Omni Slash to buy some time.
Yeah, interesting decision. It tanks him up and makes sure that he doesn't just immediately die to like a vacuum stun combo. But I think BKB could fulfill a very similar purpose.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is really just that Omni Slash. I'm worrying about dying in the duration of that. Like, he has to be the one that gets control over Jug.
Butterfly TB. Are you ready yet,
man.
Miracle?
Oh, man.
It's another round of items for Complexity, and it's really their time again to start putting their foot down. Chain some smokes together.
If they don't isolate this TB and kill him with the Omni Slash, he's always going to get his Sunder off.
Right.
But maybe not always. They need to have some kind of a dust sentries for a Sanking if he's sitting in his face.
He'll target the Darkseer more likely than not, right?
Oh, look at that gold.
I think they've got to put a lot of emphasis in targeting Cuckoo. Because they're throwing, you know, Doom, Fiend's Grip, Lasso, everything onto the Juggernaut. They need to be able to Doom, at the very least, this Darkseer.
Right.
Because it removes Greaves' vacuum wall from the team fight. And it's huge.
God, I love Tim. I think he's one of my favorite players still. He's so good.
He's very skilled.
Yeah.
What can we expect right now? Caster's Curse is going to miss every single Barrow Strike in the next couple of minutes.
Oh, it's just
He
like...
accidentally drops and denies his pipe or his blink or something.
Of course. Just pulls out the coL. It's beautiful. So 30-minute mark, 3,000 gold lead for coL. And they still are going to be waiting, I'm assuming, for the next Roche. It's still 2 minutes before it's capable of respawning. TNC, feeling like they can make something happen themselves, are smoked up in the mid lane.
So Batrider's just TP bot with TP scroll.
Oh,
has bits of
Miracle.
travel to come in, but I don't know what he can TP to.
And the BKB turnaround, the great vision comes from Z-Freak. They need to escape, but Armel, he's able to steal so much of this damage from Miracle, but there's Fiend's Grip to turn it back around, and Cuckoo trying to interrupt Vacuum Wall, pulls back onto 2. Armel able to live through this one, again, Glimmer Cape and heal back up, and now they have the Burrow Strike onto the Terrorblade as well. They find the kill with Sunder. It's not going to be enough, though, as they eventually take him down. Tim's gets the kill. And that is a huge win for TNC.
You can see where Limp is, right? He TP's bot to clear out the wave, and his team don't react in time. They don't pinch together and play as a unit to fall back away from the shrine. They get caught by the TNC smoke, and Limp TP's up the top lane trying to get into the fight, but it's just too late.
Also, TB is using BKB prematurely before the epicenter. He just needs to stand his ground, try to stay away from Static Link, and that's pretty much it.
He needs to kind of use Sunder as if it's Aegis, right? He needs to hold the BKB until after Sunder, it feels like.
Well, and I guess probably going to need some more like Force Staffs on people, right? Like you have it right now on Z-Freak, but maybe even going into like a Dragon Lance or something as bad as that sounds for Terrorblade, just to get that extra space away from the Razor.
It's hard to say. I don't think he can go back into a Hurricane Pike.
Yeah.
He needs damage.
Maybe that's where you just need the farm on your other support.
Yeah, this is why I didn't like Helm of the Dominator against Doom. He just goes in, eats the creep, 200 gold plus extra Devour gold.
Easy money. Refresher Doom.
Hey-o.
Actually, not that far away.
Wait, he bought something else. What'd he buy?
He bought the recipe, right?
Okay.
Yeah, Refresher recipes on the courier.
So 33 minutes in after that last fight that went very well for TNC. Feeling like things are a lot closer now. But we're still going to be waiting for that next Roche fight, which is really soon, a very short respawn time. Only about 30 seconds total. So So Roche will be back up in just a second. We'll see if anybody scouts that out early. You'd imagine that the Terrorblade would be able to do it more easily since he's got all those illusions running around.
Or Cuckoo's Helm Creep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're even Dire are even scanning it. Feeling it's coming. There's a second Force Staff for you. Limp on the Batrider grabs one up. A Miracle with Crystallis now. Nice bit of added damage.
How is Doom more farmed than TB?
Oh, you were saying it, dude. The Devour on the Helm Creeps. He's just munching away.
Plus he's got the bonus Devour Gold. I think this is Death's best hero. In my opinion, at least. Oh, Lasso. They got themselves one. It's just the Sand King, though.
Don't waste anything else. Good.
So they're fine, although they do find asleep. That's just Witch Doctor. But he is also going to go down. They actually used the Fiend Script for it. But this does open up the possibility for coL to run towards the Roche pit yet again. If they go check right now, they're going to find Roche available.
No buybacks on Witch Doctor or Sand King.
All 3-4-3, go in there. Do your job. Find the pit.
TB's just wandering straight in. Hey, oh.
Big moment right here. 60 seconds, no Witch Doctor, and they are going to be able to claim Roche. Heartbreaking for TNC right there.
As long as they can push out their two side lanes, this isn't atrocious for them. Now, Aegis and... Can TB carry both Aegis and Cheese? No, right? Maybe he swaps the Crystallis out?
It's a backpack cheese
swap
moment.
the damage out.
Yeah, I mean, you could hear the hesitation in my voice. I don't want it to happen.
He's probably gonna get.
And there's no one else that takes the
because
cheese, right?
I mean, Doom could get. Yeah, Doom's gonna get it.
Okay. Well, TNC, they're gonna need some more magic here to make the plays to hold, because it does feel like some pressure is gonna come. I guess that you need to wait for the next Metamorphosis before you really can go for high ground pressure on coL.
I still feel that we need to see some kind of a difference with the cheese. Maybe that cheese cannot be backpacked. That's the change that I would love to see in the future. Something similar to Aegis, because second Roche is the most important thing in the game. Most of the game ends after getting cheese and Aegis, so that you can't manipulate with it.
And then maybe we see more of people like supports holding it and using it on their allies, rather than having it in backpack of your core. I've got to commend Complexity on their very patient use of BKBs. You know, Doom's is still 7 seconds. The TB's is still up at 8 on the duration.
Oh, this is a big moment for TNC if they can find somebody. Although, Miracle's there.
Do they just pop Aegis on TB?
They're thinking of, oh my God, TNC are crazy. They're like, all right, well, let's get ready to dive tier 3s.
But you can see how 3-4-3 knows what's going on, right? That's Southeast Asian versus Southeast Asian craziness.
Yeah, he knew.
He felt it coming.
It's like, get back. So 4,000 gold lead. I mean, it would have been a really nice time to take a fight since Metamorphosis was still on cooldown for 30 seconds. If they could have taken one that was sort of on even terms.
But TNC are wasting the time. Yeah. That's a good minute and a half or so of the Aegis duration that has been wasted while coL sit in their base.
So one thing I'm a little bit concerned about in this game for Gabby is the Diffusal Blade with him. If you start to get the Reflection cooldown working and then Bane's gripping him, he's just going to be out of mana for himself. Could be problematic.
Juggernaut really falls off when he's playing against TB. And now TB has Satanic queued up, so a lot of status resistance on top of SNY will be added. Butterfly, a lot of damage mitigated from right clicks from both Razor and Jug.
Yeah,
they're on the clock right now, TNC.
It feels like the way that they're playing is that they want to be that like big aggressive jump, right? You've got the Blink Dagger on Gabby, you've got the Blink Dagger on Cuckoo, Tim's. Like, you want to blow them up before they can get their whole salvo of spells off, which this status resist build that TB is going for just kind of eliminates that possibility. They ping out exactly where Tim's is, but it doesn't look like, yep, they're finding him. Wall drop down, trying to initiate there. The turnaround, the Doom is going to come out as well. Can they blow up in time? Razor's completely out of this fight, and yeah, Death is just going to chase. Tim buys back into this one as well, wants to get into the fight. Cuckoo, he's going to get doomed now, and Gabby was able to get the spin off though, but the turnaround, the Echo Slam comes out from Z-Freak, and they will find that kill. Gabby does have buyback, but does not want to have to use it here, as AU is also going to be burned down, but they will be able to live through on this Darkseer at the very least. So he's able to live through the Doom. The buyback comes. Miracle now isolated away from everybody else. He loses the Aegis. Do they have anything else in the tank? Gabby looking for an opening here. He wants to chase him down and doesn't have any more Omni Slash. Death does make his escape down to the south, and meanwhile back towards mid, they get control over Miracle here. He's in a little bit of trouble. Does still have Sunder though, and they don't have that hard lockdown to be able to find the turnaround. And Z-Freak jumps forward. Enchant Totem not going to be able to connect. It's a long duration sleep onto Sand King, so they can't find that follow-up. Tim surged forward, trying to get him, and we'll still have an angle on Miracle in just a second. He's moving real quickly, but won't have another blink.
These four staffs drifting Miracle around the fight, my goodness. It was super crisp, super clean from Complexity. The refresher on Doom, you know, comes out, catches the Darkseer with a second Doom to shut him out of the fight completely. TNC looking a little bit worse for wear.
Yeah, they also committed 2 buybacks, one on Jug, one on Sanking, and they didn't even kill a TB. So that was the target that they needed to prioritize, maybe even try to force a buyback out of him, but
it did take
not
Aegis
happen.
Cheese, right?
Was Cheese popped? I'm not sure.
It looks like Cheese was used as well, yeah.
And the refresher. So there's a really good window here for TNC with meta down and Doom down, where they can do some stuff, and they're going to try and pressure, it looks like, at least a little bit.
We do now get into the kind of back and forth buyback dance. I'm looking at that mid tier 3 on the Dire side, and it is full HP, 2,000 out of 2,000. Complexity didn't even scratch the surface on it.
Yeah.
So they used Aegis and Cheese with a Terrorblade to try and push high ground and didn't get an objective. Sure enough, they won the team fight kind of overall, if you consider everything thrown into it.
Yeah, the one thing that we didn't mention at the start of that fight, TNC had a really good sentry wards around it, but Gem on Batrider actually managed to pick up Sanking during the Sandstorm.
Tims does not want to die back here.
No. Well, I mean, this is one of the nice things about what Tims has been able to get this game, like having that pipe already up, the 4 staff, you know, and also just being a very tanky strength hero, 3.2 strength gain per level. Like, he doesn't die easily. You need more than just the Batrider. And that's the other thing to sort of think about in this game is, well, yes, Terrorblade is the big bad boss in the late game. You have like this Razor Jug, and then it's like a Batrider mid, right? So you really need those Dooms to come in clutch, I feel like, for Complexity, for them to be winning these fights. So we will see.
It's still a 7-second BKB on that TB, even though he picked it up early on, but they did not take any fight, so he did not use it.
The AoE Surge starting to kick in.
And Lotus Orb is picked up. That's a huge item against both, actually against 4 of the heroes. Bane, Batrider, Lotus Orb against Sunder. So effective. Same goes for Doom.
You know what? Call me crazy. TNC are going to win this game.
Oh, yeah.
I'm feeling it. I
feel it too. I think with that push, like the fact that Complexity didn't get a tier 3, really nice usage of buybacks, forced them back. Next, Roshan's going to be a huge fight for both of these squads as well.
Well, and the other big thing is, like, experience-wise, it's not as bad. And TNC were actually ahead up until the recent past, but coL obviously taking a big net worth lead. This is looking like it could be a big engagement here.
Yeah.
Jump forward, Burrow Strike connect, the interrupt coming out though, as the Fissure connects only onto 2 of them. Death chasing this up, the Echo Slam afterwards completely eviscerates TNC. They lose the Razor and the Jug, no buyback, and the biggest caster curse that you've ever seen in your life, as AU is going to drop as well.
How did that Echo do so much damage?
That was unreal. I have, was it all of the Darkseer illusions?
I think so, because he's got the talent with the plus 50 damage on Echo Slam, but it must be like DS illusions.
I think it was all the Darkseer illusions, yeah, and they're running down now. Cuckoo trying to escape the Burrow Strike to interrupt, but Tims, he's gonna pay the price as the vacuum won't stop it, and no buyback on any of these heroes. They chase forward, Cuckoo gonna be stomped down. Death finds his man. Oh, and TNC, it feels real bad.
What have you done, Gabe? Why did you have to open your mouth?
I did not say anything.
Lacoste is silently, smugly grinning off to the side. I knew Complexity was going to win the whole time.
Wow.
No, great Echo Slam, and Doom using his ultis again very nicely. Jug did not pop his ulti at all. So they need to approach the fight better. I think it's just positioning that Complexity had a high ground vision.
It's one of those games where it's a weird situation where it's not just the initial jump, but it's that second jump from your like pause for. When TNC are using Sand King to make that catch onto a hero, Earthshaker's waiting for that dog pile in for the rest of TNC to kind of gather around, get the Echo Slam, and that opens up the fight for TB to keep pumping out damage, for Doom to get out multiple Dooms, which really is significant for Complexity.
Well, call me crazy, but Complexity are going to win this game. And
you're crazy, Gabe.
16,000 net worth lead now, 44 minutes in. I do think that I want to go back and look at that last fight and see how much damage the Earthshaker did, because it felt like that's the Echo Slam damage was just insane, and it has to just been those Darkseer illusions.
Because he was only next to 2 heroes, right?
Yeah.
And he did like 4,000 damage or something to the 2 of them.
Oh, good blink away there. Gabby able to live.
Less than a minute for the next Roshan.
Yep. Well, that is an opening where TNC can take a fight there.
Fresh BKB on limp. Time to dump the drums.
This would be really nice if they just clean off this shrine before the Roche fight comes out, because I mean, I guess that right now you only have buyback on Witch Doctor. The Razor has it too.
Yeah, but with this gem on Batrider, they don't have any vision on side of TNC.
They've got 1 freshly placed
ward.
ward.
That's not going to help them out against the Roche.
Smoke up. Heading across the map now. Who do they run into? It does look like TNC are kind of going to be played a little bit more carefully. And yeah, as soon as the pressure comes up top lane, they realize that TNC have come back to deal with this pressure. They're hoping to find somebody like mid TP maybe, but they won't. And it's a Radiance done for death. This guy is stacked up, out of control.
Lacoste is sending me love notes.
Oh, really? That's wonderful.
Typing in chat.
Nah, I gave up.
Oh.
Roche time.
I mean, they know that they're there.
This is so big for Z-Freak. Oh my god.
Oh, Surge, the big Surge, the run-in Surge. They want to find him. They're able to catch one, not too bad. And now Miracle chasing forward, has that DD just popped. They're going to pull back in this Razor, and he will end up dying. A good Fissure comes out as well, and Death able to find the 2-person hook stomp. A second one coming afterwards. No, the Omni Slash has turned it though. They find Death and trying to turn the damage now over onto Miracle. He's completely isolated away from the rest of his team. And the Burrow Strike comes out, but there's no follow-up. Gabby backed out, Cuckoo backed out, and Tim's went in. And now they're going to need to run away because this initiation has gone terribly awry. 4 staff trying to keep him alive. It's not going to happen.
Miracle doesn't have Sunder, but he still has BKB. Oh, the Doom.
And they find their man. They take down the Darkseer, the key hero that...
He has a buyback.
It's this engine that makes it all work, and he's going to be forced to use that buyback right away. An ultra kill comes from Miracle there. And now the AoE surge as they want to chase forward. Miracle controlled, okay. He's going to be able to get the Manta Style to back out. Sunder back off cooldown 6 seconds, and he's just laying into this Razor, who does not stand a chance. He dies as well. Cuckoo now chasing forward. Miracle has that Sunder available if he needs to use it. Gabby doesn't have Omni Slash available, and, well, another lasso pulls them back in. Gabby trying to take down this Bane. They need to kill off 343 first. He's the save engine for them.
The Greaves here, keeping them so tanky, though.
Oh, a long time living through it all.
Anyone gonna die?
I don't think so. Well, okay, yeah, eventually they do. Another Caster's Curse comes out as AU that bounces back and forth. They're the only 2 heroes there with the cast and Gabby. They surge him forward yet again. The Maledict's doing so much damage. Miracle going to drop here. Is it gonna be able to live through it? No, it doesn't happen. They take down Miracle in the end, and TNC somehow end up coming out on top in that fight. It did cost some buyback, though.
Some buybacks, 1, 2, 3 buybacks actually, and the problem is that Earthshaker died and he had no buyback. He went all in on the items. That's not what you do 45 minutes in.
9,500 damage by Jug.
Damn. He played the kind of guerrilla warfare, right? In and out, poking and prodding.
Yeah.
Did very well to kind of blink away from danger and re-enter the fights when he had the buyback from the Darkseer, to give him the Greaves, the Lotus Orb. But I've got to say that that Earthshaker dodging Shiver's Guard at the very start of the fight around the Roche pit got himself into a position where he could have maybe got an echo, but TNC was split so wide.
Yeah.
There wasn't a good opportunity to get even, you know, more than one hero in the echo slam.
And I think that AoE surge does make so much difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially for the chasing potential. Once they realize that they are stronger, they get a kill or two. Look at this.
They're moving.
Does he have Omni Slash? He does.
Missed the burrow strike, but they still find 3-4-3. Cass goes up to the high ground. It's onto a couple of creeps as well as a couple heroes. The vacuum pulls
Good
him back
vacuum.
in. 3-4-3 trying to run away, throws out that nightmare to get Z-Freak out of there. And gonna Shadow Blade, but Shadow Amulet rather.
The problem is their tier 4s are being pushed out in the base.
Yeah.
Should we call you crazy again, Gabe?
I think you should. I think you should.
Which way are we going this time?
The game will end. Lim is going to be pulled back. Now finds himself the Juggernaut. Can they bring him down in time though? With the Doom out as well, it looks like they will. But Gabby does have buyback. Cuckoo pulls them all back together. They might need to buy back now onto Gabby. He's going to try and TP back into this one as Cuckoo surges himself away. But now the turnaround, they actually get the Doom with the Lotus Orb there. But it's not going to matter. So they back out.
This time, Complexity have learned from the past 49 minutes of gameplay. They backed out completely, knowing that the Tims was lurking with that Epicenter Blink Burrow ready.
20 seconds to lasso. Refresher used.
Another
Death
Doom.
jumps forward. He finds the Doom onto Gabby. This will be a dieback for him if they're able to find him. AU tries to keep him alive, but it's not going to happen. The Echo Slam comes out a little bit off the mark, but they take down Gabby, and now the Refresher comes out from Miracle as well as they're going to run down and kill off this Razor. As the Enchant Totem is there, a triple kill for Miracle. And even though they have Tims and Cuckoo alive, it doesn't feel like it's going to be enough as those tier 4s are going down to the creeps.
That's a
TP's
game.
TPing there as well. Yeah, that's game. They've chased down the dogs here. Sand King nowhere to be seen. GG's called.
Yeah, but we gotta give credit to this Doom. He played